One day, I received a call saying my husband had been in an accident. The shock wasn't so much the accident itself, but the news that his mistress had been in the car with him. The mistress didn't survive, and my husband was left paralyzed from the waist down. In the midst of this, he began to demand that I take care of him for the rest of his life. Was I expected to dedicate my life to caring for a man who got into an accident while cheating on me? This can't be happening. I'll teach you a lesson. My name is Mandy, and I'm 32 years old. I live with my husband Ray and our daughter Lily, who's almost 5 years old. I had taken a break from my job when I got pregnant, but I began working again when Lily started daycare. Between work and raising a child, I'm always busy, but I'm also leading a fulfilling life. This is all thanks to Ray, my husband. He has been working diligently and also does a great job of taking care of Lily. As a husband, a father, and the head of our household, he has always done his best. It has been our daily routine to have dinner and listen to Lily's stories after Ray gets home from work.
Hey, Daddy, listen, I drew a picture at daycare today.
Oh, did you? You're really good at drawing, Lily. You should draw a picture of me next time.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Mary told me that her family went to the amusement park today. I want to go too.
Amusement park? Huh. How about we all go together next weekend?
Really? Yay! I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, Lily. Well, after your mom, of course. Then Ray would wink at me, and Lily would puff her cheeks out in pretend annoyance. These normal days spent with my family are my greatest treasure. But when did Ray start to change? He started coming home late and often left early in the morning on his days off. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence, but the frequency of these strange behaviors began to concern me. So I decided to confront him. Ray, you've been coming home late a lot lately. Are you busy at work? Huh? Oh yeah. I've got some new projects and stuff. I see. But you also leave early in the morning on your days off, and you never tell me where you're going. Well, I've been visiting my parents. I thought I should check up on them from time to time. Your parents' house? To be honest, in-laws aren't young. But we see them once every few months, and they're doing fine. So why all these sudden visits? Although I was suspicious, I didn't want to press him too hard, so I let it go that day. 2 weeks later, Ray texted me again saying, I'll be home late. I have overtime work to do. He didn't get home until after midnight. Ray came home in high spirits, but something about him was off, and I noticed immediately. Ray, where have you been? I told you I had to work late, didn't I? But what about that smell? What smell? The scent of sweet perfume. It's clearly a woman's fragrance. Why would you smell like that if you were working late? That's... My husband's eyes were obviously darting about, clearly flustered. As I pressed him further, he quickly interrupted me. Actually, there was a client entertainment event today. A client event? In response to my question, my husband nodded vigorously. You see, one of the VIPs at the client's place is a woman. You'd expect some perfume to rub off if we were drinking together, right? Then why did you lie to me from the start? There was no need to lie about overtime. I felt guilty because you were working hard at home, taking care of housework and Lily. I didn't mean to lie. I didn't want to make you worry. Seeing my husband's hands clasped in front of his face, I couldn't press them any further. As I had work the next day, I decided to let it go and head to bed. Ever since, every time he came home late, I could smell that perfume on him. Whenever I asked him about it, all he would say was, it was another client event, and nothing more. Unknown to him, my suspicions only grew stronger. Then one day, feeling that something was definitely off, I left Lily with my parents and decided to meet my younger sister. As soon as I met up with my sister and we settled at a cafe, I started to discuss my husband's behavior with her. Ray has been coming home late a lot recently. So you're saying he always has a scent of a woman's perfume, huh? Yeah. He's definitely cheating. Really? My sister gave a serious nod, confirming my suspicion. I had an inkling myself, but hearing it from a third party made me believe it even more. So Ray is really cheating on me.
Firstly, it's strange to have client events with the same client so frequently. And besides, he must have been close enough for the perfume to stick, right?
I guess so.
Sis, I know it's tough with Lily and all, but I think you should have a serious talk with Ray.
Yeah. Just then my sister said in a disturbing tone,
Hey, look there.
What's going on?
Speak of the devil, look over there. Isn't that your husband?
Following the direction of her finger, I saw Ray. Next to him, a young woman, younger than me, was tightly clutching his arm. The sight was so cruel, I was at a loss for words. Ignoring my state of shock, my sister started snapping pictures of them on her smartphone. Wait, what are you doing?
What are you doing just standing there, sis? We need to gather evidence.
But...
No buts. Hurry up. I'll take pictures. You start recording a video.
Urged by my sister, I shakily activated the camera app on my smartphone. Ray and the woman got into Ray's car, arm in arm, and kissed each other numerous times. I recorded everything that transpired. I stopped the recording once the car drove off. Here I was, Ray's wife, now holding evidence of my husband's infidelity. I had forgotten that we were in a cafe as tears started rolling down my cheeks. My sister remained silent for a while, but then she gripped my hand and firmly said,
Sis, I know it's hard, but you should really have a serious talk with Ray.
I know, but...
This is also for Lily's sake. Can we just stand by and let such a despicable man who lies without remorse and cheats be her father?
For Lily's sake. At my sister's words, I was jolted back to reality. That's right. The only one who can protect Lily is me. Ray may be Lily's dear father, but I have to confront this sooner rather than later. Now that I know what he's done, he has no right to be a father. After talking it over with my sister, we decided to have Lily stay at our parents' house for the day. I returned home to wait for my husband's return, but he didn't come back no matter how long I waited. Around 10 p.m., our rarely used landline rang. Who could it be at this hour? As I picked up the phone, a man's voice asked, "Is this Mrs. Johnson's residence?" "Yes, it is. Who am I speaking with?" "This is the police. This is Mr. Ray Johnson's residence, correct?" "Yes, it is. The police? Did my husband do something?" "Please stay calm. Your husband has been involved in an accident." "What?" According to the police, my husband had a car accident and a woman who was in the passenger seat lost her life. My husband was apparently taken to the nearby university hospital. I rushed to the hospital without even grabbing anything. At the university hospital, my husband was undergoing surgery in the emergency room. A police officer who rushed in explained the situation at the time of the accident. "Based on the circumstances, it appears that your husband and the deceased woman were in a close relationship." "Is that so?" Seeing my stunned response, the police officer questioned with a, "Huh?" expression. "Did you have any suspicions, ma'am?" "Yes, just today, I was about to confront him with the evidence of his affair." "I see. This is difficult to say, but there's a possibility that your husband might have some disability due to the aftermath of the accident." "That's enough. Just enough." In the subsequent conversation with the police, it was revealed that my husband's mistress was also married. The husband of the mistress, who had also rushed over, seemed very disoriented, and his expression was indescribable, given that only Ray had survived. A few days later, my husband, who had finished his surgery, regained consciousness for the first time since the accident. Upon receiving the news, I headed to the hospital with my parents, sister, and daughter. I left Lily with my sister, and only my parents and I went into the hospital room. When we arrived, my in-laws were already there. As explained, it seemed that my husband was left with paralysis on one side of his body due to the accident. I'm sorry. It seems I've caused you all some worry." My husband, seeing us, started to apologize remorsefully. Before I could respond, my in-laws rushed to his bed.
What are you apologizing for? It's good enough that you're alive. Being alive is like hitting the jackpot.
That's right, Ray. You're usually a good man, and that's why you survived this. Dad, Mom, thank you. I'm really glad I survived. My husband and my in-laws were getting carried away as if the fact of the affair never existed. My worry turned into anger, and I finally spoke up. Sorry to interrupt your celebration, but Ray, will you divorce me? What? I got these divorce papers. Can you please sign them? Divorce? What are you suddenly talking about? Suddenly? You had an accident with your mistress. What are you even saying? No, you got it all wrong. The woman in the car with me was just a business associate, not a mistress. My husband began to lie desperately. Does he really think he can hide it from me? I decided to reveal the truth to him. Do you plan to play dumb now? I already know. I know that you cheated, Ray. No, I swear I didn't cheat. You were at a cafe with your mistress on the day of the accident, weren't you? I saw you two get into the car together. No, that's not. Don't make excuses. I had forgotten I was in a hospital room and raised my voice. You even cut down on the time with Lily to play around with your mistress. What the hell were you thinking? My mother-in-law interrupted me with a frown. Oh dear, Mandy. What are you so angry about? If Ray cheated, it's because you did something wrong. What? Mother-in-law, what are you saying? Ray just regained consciousness, right? And you've heard it from the doctor, haven't you? Ray ended up with hemiplegia due to the after effects. What does that have to do with our divorce? From now on, he needs your dedicated care. If you have time to talk about divorce and such, you should be studying for caregiving right away. That's right. My husband echoed his mother. You'll be taking care of me from now on, as my wife. That's when it happened. Any lingering sympathy I had for my husband evaporated in an instant. At first, I truly felt sorry for my husband who had an accident. Even though he had cheated, ending up with hemiplegia was... But now I couldn't care less. They have not an ounce of remorse for what they've done to me. All they care about is themselves. Suppressing my rage, I addressed my mother-in-law. Are you serious? Who in the hell would want to take care of a cheating idiot? An idiot? Mandy, how dare you insult my Ray? Well, it's the truth, isn't it? It's true he cheated, and it's true he caused an accident. Isn't everything your son's fault? But even if the accident was his fault, cheating happens because of the other person. If I did something wrong, does that mean he's allowed to cheat? I was desperately trying to balance work, childcare, and housework for my family. You say it's my fault, and you still defend your cheating son. Well, that is. My unusually assertive tone made my mother-in-law's voice gradually quieter. My husband, unable to stand by, yelled at me. How dare you talk to my mom like that? Perhaps believing that being a patient makes him superior, my husband glared at me. I moved closer to him, looking down on him with intensity, and he muttered, What the? In a frightened tone. Cut the crap, would you? Who do you think is responsible for the situation we're in now? Well, that is... The reason we're in this mess in the first place is because you betrayed our family by cheating, right? Getting into an accident with your mistress? You must be a total fool. There's no other word for it. What the? It's all messy now because you suddenly started talking about divorce. He still seems not to feel at fault for what has happened. With a deep sense of disgust and bitterness in my heart, I lashed out at him. Grow up, you worthless man. How long are you going to blame everyone else? Anyway, think about it yourself. You're the one who cheated, and on top of that, your mistress died in an accident. Stop justifying yourself. Mandy? You destroyed our family with your thoughtless affair. I don't know how much pain Lily will have to go through because of you. You've not only hurt me, but you've also trampled on our daughter's heart. There's no way I could stay married to someone like you. Just go on and paralyze yourself for all I care. As I walked away, Ray was at a loss for words. his face pale. As I caught my breath, the hospital room door opened and our daughter walked in. Lily? How did...
Sorry, sis. I took my eyes off Lily for just a moment.
Following Lily, my younger sister entered the room, bowing her head apologetically. Seeing Lily, Ray seized the opportunity to latch onto our daughter. Lily, you wouldn't want... right?
Daddy? What?
You don't want Daddy and Mommy to be apart, right? To Ray's question, Lily gave a thoughtful, before finally saying,
If Mommy's here, I'm fine.
At her words, Ray let out a dumbfounded, what?
Because Mommy looks sad when she's with Daddy. That's because Daddy's doing something that Mommy hates, right?
Well, that's...
I hate the daddy who makes Mommy sad. I don't need a daddy. I'm fine with just Mommy.
No way. Ray seemed to be taken aback by Lily's words. With nothing more to say, he laid down on the bed, his shoulders slumped. When I once again shoved the divorce papers at him, he quickly gave up and signed them. I then hired a lawyer and sought alimony and child support based on evidence of his infidelity. He was also told about the damages by the husband of his mistress, so the amount that he had to pay was considerable. His mistress was a junior at his company, and his infidelity was exposed, leading to his dismissal. It's not just an affair, but he took a woman's life, so this is just retribution. The double damages drained Ray's savings, and he's now living in a small apartment with his in-laws after selling his house. I heard that his in-laws are taking care of their wheelchair-bound son every day. As for me, I've decided to stay at my parents' house for a while with Lily. Once we settled down, I plan to live alone with Lily again, but we thought it would be better for Lily's mental health to live with a lot of people for a while. On our way to the daycare, I asked her about the one thing that had been bothering me. Hey, Lily, are you really okay?
Huh? With what?
With Daddy not being here. Is it okay with just Mommy and you? At that, Lily smiled brightly and said cheerfully,
I love Mommy the most. I hate everyone who makes Mommy sad.
I see. Mommy loves Lily too. Lily threw her arms around me with all her strength. Holding my daughter in return, I determined to protect her for the rest of my life.